Alright. So, the NFL Divisional round is about to begin, starting with the Houston Strouds at the Baltimore Ravens. Got that going on today, as well as the Packers and the 49ers coming up a little bit later, but that'll be recorded in a separate video, obviously. During the commercials and halftime, perhaps, depending on whether or not I need the bathroom, I will be playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, because I'm one of the people that can actually handle that kind of game. And I could click continue because I'm really close to the end, but nah, let's start from scratch. I can do this. This tree actually is one of the more awkward obstacles, even though it's the first one. I think one of the reasons why it's awkward is because it's the first obstacle and you never go all the way back that far.
If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it.
This is not a speed run, by the way.
If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
Even if I do go out and pursue the achievement of beating this game 50 times, none of them will ever have the goal of going for speed. It's just getting the job done.
I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was G.O.I, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as
Justin Tucker's already putting the ball down. We're already kind of
a rough assemblage.
Kind of ready to rock and roll here. Alright, I'll refresh the page when... Well, I'm doing this on Edge this time, now that Twitch is no longer supported by Opera, so I'm doing it on Edge. Let's see if this particular browser is better about game updates. I doubt it, as it's probably just on Google's end, but I don't know. And Justin Tucker kicks it off. Houston's going to get the ball first. Baltimore's going to get it to start the second half. And welcome the Strouds offense. And it truly is the Strouds, because I have found out just recently that they've been averaging 3.7 yards per rush, which is not at all exceptional. Certainly not on the good side of exceptional. They're in Baltimore. It is about -3 degrees with a wind chill making it -10 or 11. Celsius, of course. Yes, this is American football. I don't care. They just gave me the numbers in Fahrenheit. I'm giving it to you in Celsius. Okay, if you must know, 27 Fahrenheit's raw and 13 with wind chill. And first play of the game gets blown up immediately by Jadeveon Clowney. I wonder how he feels about this. He was drafted, of course, by the Texans, and then, rather awkwardly, came to the Ravens from their rival Browns. All three teams made the playoffs. Right, Stroud takes the snap, and number 12 was perfectly covered by number 28, Ronald Darby. Ravens defense clearly making a statement of intent right away. Batted away with authority. The Ravens defense has led the NFL this year in points per game allowed, sacks, and takeaways, which I do believe they said was the first time since 1970 it's ever happened. Here comes C.J. Stroud with his legs, but it's not good enough. Only good enough to make it a 4th and 4 on their own 31, and I don't think any coach is lunatic enough to go for it on the first drive of the game. Successful job by the Ravens defense, and if you want my gut feeling about this, my gut feeling is the Strouds pretty much have their whole life ahead of them, or at least the next maybe 13, 14 good years of C.J. Stroud, plus Will Anderson on defense as a rookie. They're going to keep coming at this. They're going to keep being a threat. But the Ravens, I think, are there. They're probably the most complete team in the NFL. And they've come up short in the playoffs before, and I feel like they're probably the hungrier team out of the two here. And going by both traditional wisdom and my gut, it feels like they're the ones who are going to take charge here. Decent return. I did have to refresh the page to give you the actual score. So okay, that's nothing different. My back has been itching. My hands are cold. The rest of my body is fine. My head is fine, but hands are cold for some reason. Maybe because they're the only part of my body that's unprotected. I got a lot of hair to protect my head, for instance. Anyway, from the 25-yard line, Jackson will hand this one. Oh, he's faking the handoff, running straight forward, gains about 5 yards. Odell Beckham Jr. is healthy. Excellent. Zay Flowers is all good. Ronnie Stanley's still on the offensive line. Oh, he only gained 4, so 2nd and 6. And this time he's gonna be pressured, but he's still gonna get the ball out, and it is gonna be complete to Zay Flowers for a first down. And to finally address what you say, the thing about speed runs of getting over it is that a lot of them involve specific strategies, which I don't plan on ever trying. The only thing that I'm going to be gaining throughout my attempts is efficiency and cleanliness of the movements. Okay, here we go. Toss to number 43, and that's going to be a 1-yard gain. Nothing much. But yes, there are very specific speed strats in getting over it that I'm not planning on ever attempting. Just whatever gets me there nice and cleanly. Okay. Dropping back to pass. Pressured again, but the offensive line is holding up so far. He's going to run for it. And comes right around the first down line. Let's see where they mark it. Is that going to be a 3rd and inches or a first down? Number 43 is Justice Hill, by the way. Sometimes I do need a little help jogging my memory. And that was enough for a first down. So Ravens are driving already. 2 first downs. Approaching midfield. Lamar Jackson led the NFL in scrambles and scramble yards. No surprise there. And it looks like he's going to throw it down the field. Complete to Odell Beckham Jr. He was very well covered down there, but he found a way. Lamar knew that his star receiver could come up with it. That's another first down for the Ravens, now on the Strouds 39, 40. And Number 30 for Houston is actually named Houston Carlson. Those are both of his last names. It's hyphenated. Anyway, another fake handoff. He's done a lot of that. Oh, not this time. Does not work out for Jackson. He's going to lose 3 yards on that one. But this is the first drive, and that's already their third fake handoff that led to Lamar running it himself. But this one did not work. Jackson takes it, throws, incomplete. Offensive line's doing a pretty good job of containment. We're seeing a pattern here where the offensive line's able to hold the pass rush back just enough so that Lamar is just kind of in the middle of a human cocoon. They're not quite close enough to touch him, but he doesn't have really much room to run. When he does have room to run, he will. But when he throws, it's because everyone's just kind of cocooned around him. Alright, I'm going to try again. 3rd and 12. Pass is caught. Well short of the first down, however. Number 7 with the catch. Number 21 with the stop. And Justin Tucker will almost certainly be called for a field goal here. Pretty much anything inside 60 yards, you know he can handle. And, wow, his longest field goal made this season was 50 yards, and this is a 53-yard attempt. I mean, we all know that he can hit it from here. It was just last year that he hit that unbelievable 66-yarder. That one's right down the middle. Justin Tucker, 53 yards, no problem. No one's surprised. Field goal. Baltimore Ravens strike first. On his longest kick of the year, but again, it's Justin Tucker. 53 yards is no problem for him.
Of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts.
Oh boy!
And it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world,
this frame rate wasn't nearly this bad earlier before I had started the stream,
no amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
Oh,
anyway,
man.
when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it.
Ooh, this
Prod
game
and poke
might
at
be
it, exploring the limits of your
unplayable
reach
like
and your
this.
strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure G.O.I intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing.
I didn't do that.
A funny thing happened to me as I was
There's all
building
these
this
frame
mountain.
skips all of a sudden.
I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault, as a player rather than as a builder.
I mean, y'all see this frame rate,
Imaginary
right?
mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them. And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world.
Oh shoot, the game's already
Not
back
without
on.
breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
Alright, well at least it got past that far. Alright, Justin Tucker kicks off. It is almost impossible to hear when the game comes back on over Bennett Foddy's narration. Wow. So CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans are only the third rookie quarterback and head coach combo to win a playoff game. Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan did it in 2009, and Joe Flacco and John Harbaugh did it in 2008. John Harbaugh, of course, is still with the Ravens, and Joe Flacco was in the playoffs this year for a different team, whom the Strouds themselves easily dispatched. Fake handoff by Stroud, and he's going to toss it to the running back anyway, Devin Singletary. And that catch and run should be enough for a first down. Alright, a couple of Ravens DBs are moving back and forth well behind the line, and, well, whatever they did, that worked. Singletary rushes for -1 yard on that play. Going to be 2nd and 11 coming up. Matabike on the Ravens, number 92, with the bulk of the work with the stop. Oh, wow, a very poor snap, but CJ Stroud handled the snap perfectly. Because it's just nothing that unnerves this guy. Quick toss again to Singletary, trying to let Singletary carry this whole drive. That didn't work either. So Singletary is 1 for 3 so far on this drive. It's a 3rd and 8. Wow, generous spot. Didn't look like a game much at all. The Ravens have only allowed 3 touchdowns in the first quarter all year, which is the fewest in the NFL. Stroud takes a snap. Not looking good. He's being chased. He's throwing, and somehow Singletary with the catch, with Patrick Queen draped all around him. It did not matter. That was lob prayer by Stroud, and yet it was also at the same time absolutely perfectly targeted. Devin Singletary with a massive first down, 36-yard line now for the Strouds, and movement before the snap. I'm never sure which way it goes. False start on the offense. Laramie Tunsil, the guilty party. It is good to see Laramie Tunsil still being a productive offensive lineman in the NFL. Even if this last play he was counterproductive, but he's obviously still been a pretty good reason as to why Stroud has taken off. All right. Dalton Schultz with the catch. Again, Patrick Queen on the cover. This time he is able to bring him out of bounds without too much incident. Little bit of a sharp tongues exchange between the two of them, but it's sorted out before anything gets too crazy. the Strouds do not have a complete offensive line, but with Laramie Tunsil, at least that rookie year is a little easier. I say that, and then he's immediately bum rushed by number 10 on the defense. Mallett gets to him in literally 2 seconds, and he has to throw the ball away. 3rd and 6. And the Ravens are lobbying for intentional grounding. Still talking about it. He was certainly in the pocket. There goes the flag. Make that a 3rd and 16. Or is it a spot foul? I can never remember. Oh, yeah, there was nobody in that area, and of course he's still inside the tackle box because he only had 2 seconds to throw. It is a 3rd and 16. Now the Ravens are lobbying for crowd noise, and lots of it. They get a stop here. They might even be able to prevent them from scoring a field goal. Another flag. Pre-snap penalty. And this time it looks like 77 of the Houston Texans is the guilty party. Noah Fant, false start. Now it's a 3rd and 21 for the Strouds. I slipped up and I called them their real name, but the Texans, but whatever. Oh, wow. They already have 3rd and 16 at Baltimore 14. Now I'm looking at the Google update, and that's a lot more current than they usually are on Opera. Let's see here. Let's see how quickly they go from 3rd and 16 to 3rd and 21. All right, Stroud takes it back, and again, pressure deeply. This time, no miracle completion. It's a 4th and 21. The Ravens defense holds. They are going to have to punt. That is definitely too far for a field goal, especially in, well, sub-zero conditions. Great work by the defense. And the Strouds trying to pin him deep. Snapping it from the 47. They're going to catch it at the 12. So, good punt. 35-yard punt. And the Ravens will take over again. See if they can add to their lead.
For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are.
Is he referring to augmented reality?
I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain
there's a Mario
context.
Kart augmented reality.
And once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage.
But that might have been slightly
In the context
after
of technology,
this game came
those
out.
moments pass by in seconds.
This frame rate, I don't know why it became like this. I think it's still just barely technically playable. But we haven't made it to Orange Gravitron yet.
Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture. Be games, be movies, be music, be philosophy.
Oh, heck me. I would love to know what
Maybe
be
this is
philosophy
what digital
means.
culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's fountain. A
feel like the
landfill
lag's
with
almost
everything we
helping me
ever
in some
thought
ways.
of in it. Grand, infinite,
Oh boy.
and unsorted. There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded
What is
adverts and
LiveLeak?
candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled,
Ugh.
rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight.
Hold on, let me...
In this context, it's tempting to make friends.
I never realized just how much he drones on until you've actually experienced a lot of this game and you're familiar enough with it to go a long ways without interrupting the flow. Alright. Nice little run up the middle. I believe that was Gus Edwards, number 35. For the Ravens. Rankins, number 98 with the stop. 2nd and 6. At their own 16. Okay, well, obviously, Google's not that much better here. They still have the Strouds having the ball, 3rd and 16. Actually, they're on 17. They gave him the 13-yard line to start. All right, 43 with another run. That's going to get him to the 20-yard line. That was Justice Hill. I'm a bit concerned. I'm watching on my phone and I'm noticing that I am delayed by like 35 seconds on my own stream. Why do robots hate me like this? I really hope the recording is better. Alright, 3rd and 2. And Lamar is running for his life as a flag. And almost a fingertip catch by Zay Flowers. But incomplete. Would be 4th and 2. Let's check the flag. Well, it'd be 4th and a long 2. Maybe 4th and 3. Holding. Offense number 76. Penalty is declined. 4th down. They're going to punt. John Simpson, the guilty party for the Ravens. And the Strouds will get another chance to score in the first quarter. Okay, that punt goes out of bounds. There's another flag on the field. A lot of flags today so far. Oh, that was a bad punt. "27-yard punt, awaiting the flag." And somehow there is a hold on the receiving team, despite the ball going out of bounds way before intended. That's kind of embarrassing when the ball goes that far out of bounds, you still commit holding.
Friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things?
I think Bennett is somewhat trying to say like how hard it is for a game to achieve immortality of sorts. and that by him making the game the way it is his way of attempting to make something that won't be forgotten. I would say he's probably succeeded. It's just like how a lot of, say, sports teams that were really, really good but didn't do well in the playoffs are going to be forgotten to time as well. But what the heck was that? I'm not even moving the mouse by much, but just this terrible frame rate and... Oh no. This is reconnecting to chat and everything. Oh, the delay is horrendous. Okay, and the stream is over. Okay, well, the recording is still going. That's why that's why I'm recording this. Okay, well, that seems to have more to do with the router than it is how slow Bennett Foddy's running. Because I wouldn't be dropping frames if it was just the game running slow. Making me kind of sad, not gonna lie. There go the robots. Never with me in the clutch. Alright, well, anyway. I'm just gonna keep going, because I'm recording this. I'm putting it on my alternate YouTube account. Hopefully, if this keeps up on Twitch, you at least have that to watch, and it shouldn't be too screwed up. Running play by the Strouds. Goes absolutely nowhere. 2nd and 10. If anything, they lost half a yard. They're going to hurry up. Or they're going to try and hurry up, but either an audible or change of heart or something like that. Devin Singletary has 3 rushes for -1 yard so far, so hopefully Stroud has something else cooked up. And he's running around, being chased, throws, and dropped by Dalton Schultz. He absolutely had that one. I don't know what made him drop that one other than just the general cold air, but that was a perfectly fine throw by C.J. Stroud. Schultz just did not catch it. Right in his gloves. Not the easiest catch ever, but his hands were right on it. Looks like somebody's over the line on the Ravens side. Nobody called anything, though. And number 12 is going to take a catch and run to about the first down marker. And they're going to say, yep, first down. Nico Collins with the play. And the good pickup. Wow, I'm actually kind of honored you decided to join me for this one, Subsonic. Oh, wait, that play never happened. There's a false start. George Fant. 1st and 10 just became... Oh, wait, no, never mind. That was the next play. That apparently was already going on. So, no, that play did happen. It's still first down, but it's 1st and 15 now. Yeah, robots suck. And on top of that, the game is running pretty slow as well. Bennett Foddy, that is, not the football game. Alright. Stroud takes it. They're on the midfield. Throws. Well covered, but nice catch by Schultz, redeeming himself for that earlier drop. Number 28 on the coverage. Could not put his paws out in front of him. And the Strouds are making up some ground here. They're now on the Ravens 29, maybe even 28. Offense starting to spread out a little bit more. Devin Singletary isn't really doing a good job as a workhorse so far, so it's back to C.J. Stroud trying to do everything. And as soon as I say that, he throws it back to Singletary, and that's a gain of 2. Oh. I feel less honored now. All right. From the 27 now. 2nd and 8. Stroud tossing over the middle, and it is not picked off. It bounced off of a Texan and then off of number 14 on the defense, Hamilton. He absolutely had the ball literally dropping straight from his helmet, gently down onto his hands, and he still couldn't come up with it. Stroud is extremely lucky that he still has the ball here. 3rd and 8 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't care how cold it is, you can't drop that. And I hear a whistle again. No flags, though, so somebody must have taken a timeout. Oh, delay of game on the Strouds. Third and 13 now. Let me check OBS real quick. Okay, so the bit rate is back up to where it should be for now. I am recording this, by the way, Subsonic, so that when I post it to YouTube, hopefully it's not too screwed up. Alright. Now, 3rd and 13 from the 32-yard line. Ravens showing blitz. And they're delivering. Nice block by Laramie Tunsil. 58 chasing and nothing doing on the offensive side of the ball. 4th and 13. Time for a field goal attempt. Good blocking by Tunsil. Unfortunately, everybody in the secondary for the Ravens was doing their job as well. So now it's time for Kaimi Fairbairn, who's only missed 1 kick this year. 28 out of 29. That's their fault for putting that up there, not mine. 50-yard attempt. And it is good! Strouds tie it up 3-3 with 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Well, I'm glad to hear that this stream is stabilized somewhat. Question is, how's Bennett Foddy doing?
When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players played stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly. A quick fix for the fickle. Some tricks for the clicks of the feckless. But that's not you. You're an acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat. Now I know, most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you, like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too.
Do I have 10 million views yet?
But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far, feeling frustrated. It's underrated.
Well, they're moving right along. Either that or I'm just having a lot of fun with Bennett Foddy because these breaks are awfully short. Kaimi Fairbairn kicked off short of the end zone. It was returned by the Ravens, although it doesn't seem like it was returned appreciably far. Looks like it's 25-yard line anyway, which is where it would have been for a touchback. ESPN loves their creative graphics for explaining their storylines. Hard to believe that Lamar Jackson is 1-3 in the playoffs after just such an incredible record in the regular season. Here he goes, taking off, running. There is absolutely no one covering him. He's taken down from behind, but not before running 23, 24 yards up the middle, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And luckily for these guys, when they change which side of the field they're going towards, they're not going to have to move at all. They're right by midfield. So that's convenient. Yeah, if you don't have somebody whose job it is to specifically contain Lamar Jackson, they call it spine the quarterback, you're putting yourself in harm's way. Yeah, for some reason, well, we know why, because robots hate me. But, yeah, the frame rate here for Bennett Foddy is not nearly as good as it should be. It's still barely playable.
Is sweet, juicy fruit locked inside a bitter peel. That's not how I feel about a challenge. I only want the bitterness. It's coffee. It's grapefruit. It's licorice.
See, I didn't even do that. There's all these weird frame skips happening that are causing me... Like, Orange Gravitron is already a nightmare. It's going to be a double nightmare with the frame rate being so low. Okay, that's even worse. What the heck? It's just barely playable. I was concerned that it wasn't playable at all, but then I just kept going farther and farther, so, you know. Okay, I guess I'll attempt it. And if I happen to pass and beat the game with this frame rate, then I'm officially good at games. Or something.
No.
I think we can all agree by this point in my streaming life that when I'm on and when I'm playing my best, I'm generally a pretty good gamer. I'm not the best at anything, but I'm good at a lot of games. Oh, they're on max. The fans are on max blast already and everything. And you know I streamed this game before with very little issues, so... I mean, the thermals look no alarmingly worse than they do other times when I play Warframe, for instance. Anyway, Jackson takes the snap, throws around number 51 who's covering him, and throws it to Gus Edwards, who is still tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So, just generally not a very good idea. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Ravens. Denzel Perriman, former Raider. Speaking of Raiders, yes! Mark Davis has actually learned his lesson. We're keeping Coach Pierce. I'm so happy. I think our floor just went way up. I don't know about our ceiling. I don't know how good we're going to be, but I feel like at the very least we're pretty much guaranteed to win a few games. On Mojo alone. Nice toss! Zay Flowers with the catch as he nods his head demonstratively, proud of himself. Oh, nice little ankle breaking move there by Flowers, number 24 on the defense unable to quite follow him after he stopped and went the other way there. First and 10 now at the 37-yard line of the Strouds. Ravens are in business. Running play to Gus Edwards. And that is one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, why they've been so good this year. The running game has been stupendous virtually all season. That was about 8.5 yards by Gus Edwards. Actually, the reason's probably the defense. But they're just a very complete team. And there's some good reasons why they're considered favorites. I'm going to give him 9 yards on that one. So 2nd and 1 from the 28-yard line. Flowers in motion. Running with Edwards. Stopped that time by the defense. Looks like he lost a yard even. Collins doing the bulk of the work on that tackle. I'm going to say he didn't lose anything. They're going to try running it again. And right up the middle, easily got that one. First down by a pretty good distance there. 22-yard line. You need to contact support to delete an account in Warframe. 58 rushing yards for Baltimore, 6 rushing yards for the Strouds, most of which came from Stroud. Quick toss up the middle, 88 with the catch, gain of 5 yards. Number 30 with the tackle, Houston Carson. Wasn't that long ago where you might as well have called the Houston team the Watts. Now we're calling them the Strouds. That is a little strange. Alright. Lining up. Houston in a pretty widespread formation on defense. Justice Hill tackled easily. Bringing up 3rd down. 3rd and 4.5, maybe 5. No real gain on that one. I'm not even going to say anything about the stream. All right. Uh-oh, emergency play. He's running, he's nearly in the end zone. 1st and goal, the 2-yard line. Lamar Jackson doing it all himself, holding his hip, though, a little concerningly. Justice Hill was in motion. The play kind of devolved into chaos pretty quickly. Aguilar could have been open for a reception, but Lamar had a pretty clean running lane. He went for it, and now it's only 2 yards away from a touchdown. 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Handoff to Edwards, no good there. Got tripped up just a little bit by his own blocker. And without clean footing to go forward, he wasn't able to get those 2 yards in. .42 in motion. Lamar throws. Caught. Touchdown, Nelson Aguilar. And the Ravens are the first team into the end zone in NFL Divisional Week. starting to have a bit of a different feel between this team and the playoff teams of the past for the Ravens. I mean, Lamar Jackson is one of the only quarterbacks ever to lose to the Chargers in the playoffs back in his rookie year. He seems to have improved since then. Pretty wild attempt by Houston to try and block that extra point. Nope, but it is a good extra point. 3-10, Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, the days of losing to the Chargers seem to be behind them now. Oh my goodness, the stream is still bad. Hang on, let me type in the chat. Thank you, robots. If I do just make it a recording, then I guess I could do whatever I wanted during off moments. Although, not to say that I don't want to do this. But, you know, I could just pause the recording and then come back when... Except then it would be less like a Tom Grassi stream. That's kind of who I'm attempting to somewhat emulate. I love Tom Grassi. I absolutely love him. Can't really do a Tom Grassi stream if it's not a stream, though. If I one-shot Orange Gravitron with this frame rate, I swear. Never mind, it's not going to happen.
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress.
I
That's
landed
deep
in a good spot,
frustration,
though.
A real punch in the gut.
I'm probably going to stop the stream. If it doesn't improve by the next commercial break, I'm just going to stop and only do the recording. I guess I could still play, you know, on the recording and everything, but this is just becoming completely untenable. Suddenly it's 19,520 kilobits per second. How? It's supposed to be like around 4,000. But that's just as bad. I don't understand what's going on. Alright, kickoff 82 with the return, curiously. And he does not make it to the 25, so that was not a great idea. And here come the Baltimore fans. Already making some noise. The Strouds aren't even in formation yet, but they are feeling it for their team. Have they now? Oh, Strouds are already lining up. They seem to be going quickly. I don't know if that's Stroud with a handoff and a fake pitch backwards. Oh, Singletary with some running yards for once. Gains about 7 yards there. Newcomb, I might have to cancel the stream. I've already dropped 22,490 frames, and I've stopped. Like, the stream has stopped in the middle already. The robots do not want to cooperate right now. I think I'm going to have to settle for just having this be a recording for YouTube. This is untenable. All right, 2nd and 3 from their own 31. Stroud gets some good protection, but all it can do is toss it to Singletary, who gets it down to about the first down marker. Let's see where they spot it. So Singletary is capable of being a supporter. And they say no, it's 3rd and 1. And, uh-oh, they handed it off to Singletary again, but number 50 on the defense for Baltimore is able to get his leg. Brings him down for no gain. It's 4th and 1. They trailed by 7. You hate to punt on 4th and 1 while you're trailing, but, you know, this is their own 33. Or, actually, their own 31. And they are indeed going to punt. Ravens doing their job very well so far. Fair catch by the Ravens at the 21-yard line. And they just scored from their own 12. So they are not going to be strong. Or they're not going to be intimidated, sorry. I saw you type the word strong and I just couldn't help but say it out loud. Yeah. Good luck to Gaming is Art 88 out there. You at least have somebody else to check out, and yeah, I guess go watch them. Hey, free advertising for for my alternate YouTube account audience, if there is one. GIA 88 doing their 10-hour stream today. All right, I'll just keep recording it and. Yeah. This might actually be better this way also because the night game is going to be really, really late. And if I'm keeping it relatively low to just like a recording between me and the eventual audience, that'll help me keep my voice down a little bit. I do see that. Okay, hold on. Oh my god. Why does the frame rate on the game get worse every time?
Oof, sorry about that.
Okay, now this is unplayable. Well, I'll try a stream again tomorrow if the robots are in a better mood, and I think I may have to go with a different game. Look at this. Look at this! Robots hate me. Nothing more to say than that. Alright, well, since the stream is still technically working, okay. Alright. Uh-oh. And he's brought down to his knees. It's a sack by Hinish, number 93. Lamar Jackson unable to make anything good happen there. And let me tell you, if he had actually been able to get out of there without his knee touching the ground, if he could have found his footing, Jackson had a whole lot of daylight beyond him. The Strouds actually have a franchise record, 46 sacks this season. And Justice Hill bounces off a couple of tacklers. Gets back to the 20-yard line. Third and 11. Ravens are pretty tightly bunched up. Strouds have 4 guys deep, and we got a flag. There's no play here. Deciding which side move first, which, again, I'm terrible at. Encroachment on the defense. This just became a 3rd and 6. That would be King the second, number 25. There has not been a single penalty on Baltimore so far. 7 penalties against the Strouds for 45 yards. Well, a single accepted penalty for Baltimore, anyway. That's got to be a false start on the Ravens. The referee's laughing. Okay, it's a 3rd and 11 again. False start, everybody but the center. That's why he was laughing. It's every referee's favorite penalty. Whee! Yep, that's exactly what that was. False start, everybody but the center. Always funny to do that in the playoffs. Jackson escapes 2 tacklers! Can't find anyone to throw to, though, and he's brought down. It's going to be 4th down. Great individual effort by Jackson, but the defensive coverage was just too good. The Strouds will get the ball back. Punt this off cleanly. Will be caught. Not fair caught, though. He's going to return it. Oh, he's past midfield. He's still going. He sheds a tackler. Number 82. Touchdown, Strouds. Steven Sims with a 67-yard punt return touchdown, and they're an extra point away from tying it up. Let's see. Only 1, maybe 2 hands ever got onto him. He just brushed right past everybody other than them. All right. Very important extra point here. Kaimi Fairbairn. Right down the middle. 10-10. For the record, Subsonic, the delay on my end is significant as well. Like, I have to stream on my phone, of course, to... Wait. Okay, now the game's actually playable again. I don't understand. This frame rate's actually not that bad.
It happened again. Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you.
How in the world did I not lose there? Bye, Orange.
This thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down. Mary Pickford.
All right. Next time it goes down for a significant period of time, I will quit. On the stream, anyway. What the heck? What? Don't worry, I remembered to keep the music down. So I'm not gonna get copyright problems. Okay, that was just bad play. We're back to where we were. Okay, so the game's actually running a little bit better. That's something. Well, we're still at the 22,490 number on my end. And like I mentioned, my own phone feed is way behind as well. So it might be more me, I don't know. My instincts as somewhat of a variety streamer are to mix up which games I want to play on the side, but maybe I should just keep going with the hot hand in Binding of Isaac. Running play for Gus Edwards. Game's about 2 if we're going with forward progress. Done. Done with the stream. OBS just disconnected. That's what that sound was. Just not even worth it. Not even worth it. Oh, he is hurried. Great pass rush by the Strouds. And all of a sudden the vibe in the stadium has done a complete 180. Jackson was in trouble there. They say no intentional grounding because the ball was thrown past the line of scrimmage. And, mind you, he was being rushed way behind the line of scrimmage, so... That was quite an effort on his part. Yeah, I have to just set up for the recording. Well, I apologize to my Twitch friends. If I may briefly flash back to this to remind you all what my name on Twitch is. Pass is bobbled and could have been intercepted as well. Well, bobbled's not quite the right word. It was batted by the offensive player into the vicinity of a defensive player. 4th down, Ravens are going to punt, and all of a sudden the Strouds have a golden opportunity to take the lead. That was not the greatest throw ever. Aguilar had a chance at it. Aguilar got his hands on it, but that ball was traveling pretty fast and pretty far behind him. And there was number 34 on defense that had a pretty good chance to grab it as well. So I'm not gonna I'm not going to make fun of Aguilar for that one. There's that altercation between Queen and Schultz earlier in the game. Let's briefly head on over to Discord. So that I can inform everybody. Oh, hold on a minute. There is another HoloLive fan game that I haven't yet played. HoloCure. I played Shmuel Ame and raged way beyond what is reasonable on it. But HoloCure might be pretty good for this. I'll have to set it up and everything. It'll be awfully impromptu, but maybe next week I could. Maybe next week. Tomorrow I'll just play it safe and go back to Binding of Isaac for my alternate game. But HoloCure might be a pretty good idea there. Alright, Stroud takes it. 3:18 left in the second quarter. He's hounded, but he's able to get out of it for the most part, but he's still hurried, and he couldn't find an open receiver. He'll throw it out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Another good all-around effort by the defense. Oh, there's Kimberly Stroud, C.J. Stroud's mother, wearing a very heavy coat with a very fluffy hood. I don't think she's happy with the camera being on her, too. Alright. They're on the 27. Stroud tosses to number 19. Can't quite cleanly move very far. Only by the gain of 2. There were 2 Ravens that got their hands on him and it disrupted his momentum just enough to prevent him from really making much of a gain on that play. Then the 3rd Raven finally brought him down. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Oh, yeah, I do, because I slept too well last night. I don't know why I always do that. 3rd and 8 from the 29-yard line. We get a flag, and everybody seems to say it's false start. It sure is. Strouds take 5 yards back. And, yeah, I don't know about you, but when I sleep well... Oh, there's the token drunk guy without a shirt on. At least I am assuming he's drunk. Just by virtue of him not having a shirt on. Again, in 13 Fahrenheit wind chill. Or negative 11 for Celsius. I think that's about right. Negative 11. Right, anyway, Number 50 on the defense is making a defensive adjustment. Play clock is kind of expiring, and yeah. Oh. Play clock is expiring, but it happens to be the 2-minute warning also. So that's why they were expiring it. I guess that means I can go back and try to play this. See if it's any better. Not really. I've noticed that OBS just being on slows the rest of my computer down significantly. Irrespective of if I'm streaming or not. And that's no accident, because of course I've already set in Task Manager to have OBS as high priority. Because that's the safest way to make sure that the stream runs smooth when I'm playing on console. How in the world did I get that clean of a lift straight upwards? Really? Really? That's better. And for the record, I don't know what I'm saying for the record. Just so you know, I will be playing more Bennett Foddy for the next game, the Packers and 49ers. Which, again, will just be a recording because I know that today the robots are not in the mood to let me have this stream. Maybe tomorrow with a different game, a smaller game, maybe things will be different, you know. Ah! Yeah. Orange Gravitron is not going to be easy. I mean, it never is, but especially not with bad frame rate. And for the record, this time I really am saying for the record, I am aware of Pal World. And I'll say this much. If it can survive another couple of weeks without getting a lawsuit from Nintendo, I'd be very interested in playing it. Okay, Stroud. Stepping back, quite a ways back. It is complete to number 12. He is now across midfield. Big gain. That's what the Strouds have been known for. All these timely splash plays. Now on the inside the 2-minute warning and trying to have a lead going into halftime. I said it a few minutes ago, and I'll say it again. The mood inside this stadium has done pretty much a 180. Clearly, points are going to be at a premium, especially with the talented defenses on display here. And another toss to 12 is going to be a first down at the 30-yard line. .31. They're going to move him back a little bit. I guess they saw a knee come down. So you guys tried 11 out of 18 for 131 yards. Ravens send one guy deep to defend. The rest are ready for whatever. Here comes a run by Singletary, I guess just to balance the attack out a little bit. He did get a little bit of progress there. 3.5 yards, looks like. I don't want to say Devin Singletary is a fine runner. But clearly, Stroud is the engine of this team. Really? They're only going to give him 2 yards for that? 2nd and 8. First half point differential of 142, the Ravens. The best since the 2015 Panthers, who of course were at 15-1 and made it to the Super Bowl. That did not work for the Strouds. They threw me off by putting up a stat about the Ravens, and I almost forgot. Packers fan! I found a Packers fan! We're at number 10, so they've officially moved on to Jordan Love now. Unfortunately, my Find the Packers fans season ended a while ago, and I'm not even going to continue elaborating because none of you care for this. It's just something that my mother and I like to do, is look for Packers fans at the crowds because they're so well-traveled. And this time the clock has run out, and there's no 2-minute warning to save them, so they're going to burn a timeout, which I'm sure they didn't want to do, although they still have 2 timeouts left with 40 seconds, so it's not the end of the world. I must say, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, I feel like Joe Buck is a man who has actually listened to his critics, because he's been a lot more fun to listen to over the last few years compared to, say, late aughts. Particularly when he made the call for the helmet catch in the Super Bowl, he was not at all, properly descriptive over how crazy of a catch it was by a total rando wide receiver, and B, against the Hall of Fame, safety in Rodney Harrison. In the final drive of the Super Bowl, should have had a lot more weight to that, but he's been a lot better lately. All right, and that throw is going nowhere. Stroud throws it not into the dirt, but short of where his receiver could have caught it. 4th and 8, and out comes Kaimi Fairbairn once again. Wait, why does it still say 3rd and 13 at the 24? They have the points correct. They have the time correct. Mostly. It's 37 seconds now. Alright, 47-yard attempt for Fairbairn at the 29-yard line. And this one is slicing and no good. Looked good for most of it, but sliced a little too much by the end of it, and the Ravens will take over with 32 seconds left. That was close. But it's just like in golf. Whether you missed your birdie putt by 5 foots or by 5 millimeters, you don't get your birdie. Of course, in golf, there's still another shot to hit. In football, you just give the ball right back to your opponent, which is not fun. But it's the rule.
The soul would have no rainbow, had the eyes no tears. John Vance Cheney.
I never did look up whether he was related to the former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney. Because that seems like a, quote, way too profound for a politician. And yes, I know Abraham Lincoln has a quote in here, but, he kind of transcends politics,
The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal. C.S. Lewis.
I gotta say, I enjoy this game a whole hell of a lot more than I enjoyed Sonic Lost World. For fans of my main YouTube account, there's a video in the works all about that. And for those who saw some of those streams, you already know. You already know what went down. That was Kaimi Fairbairn's second miss of the entire season. After making one from 50 yards, to be fair. And again, that one just barely missed. The Ravens have it now on their own 37-yard line with 32 seconds to go. They can get a couple splash plays. Uh-oh. He's well covered, and he is sacked! With 25 seconds left by Cashman. The clock has been stopped. I'm honestly not entirely sure which team took the timeout. I would assume it's the Ravens. Although, frankly, if I'm the Ravens after a sack like that, I would probably err on the side of just going into halftime with the score tied. The Ravens get the ball to start the second half, if I recall correctly. So I think they can just let this one go to halftime. It was the Ravens who took the timeout, though. Okay, now it's a 2nd and 19 on their own 28. A bit different from 1st and 10 on their own 37. But they're going to try something, and he's going to be sacked again! 19 seconds left, and another timeout is taken. D'Amico Ryans with the biggest grin on his face. Now it's the Strouds taking a timeout. I mean, they are giving up tremendous chunks of field position here. If they're not careful, another sack could mean a safety. Actually, wait, they're on the 15-yard line. That's probably... That's not going to be a safety. But this is going to be like 3rd and what might as well be 400. 3rd and 32. 21 seconds left. I don't think there's anyone in that stadium right now that can feel truly confident about where they're at. Nice running play. I believe that was Justice Hill to run it up for 7 or 8 yards. Of course, they were not at all intending to pick up that first down. Just don't hurt themselves even more, pretty much. And the Strouds really are going to try something with 15 seconds left with the Ravens punting. You know, it wasn't that long ago that the conventional wisdom was just to take a knee anytime you got the ball with, like, less than 50 seconds left. And now coaches all over the league are being hyper-aggressive and demanding to take timeouts to take a chance at the ball back with 15 seconds left. Like, I want to make this perfectly clear. The Strouds are not going to score any points in 15 seconds. They're not. But they think they can. To be fair, though, they already have a punt return touchdown, so maybe that's what they're going to go for here. 2 punt return touchdowns in the same playoff game. No, the ball is just going to be bouncing around. They only got 6 seconds left on their own 17-yard line. There is no way they're scoring. It's going to be 10-10 at the half. Great punt. And Lamar is just going to go ahead and peace out into the locker room ahead of his team. Let's make it official. Just take a knee. Yep. Okay. Maybe they just wanted the satisfaction of having the ball at the end of the half. There's some kind of emotional meaning behind that. I don't know. The atmosphere in that stadium's got to be awfully uneasy right now. What am I doing? Heck. 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 I saw a brief clip of gameplay of Pal World, if I may bring that up again, featuring with Velhart, and it almost looks like Pokemon meets Genshin Impact? If so, that would be awesome. Yeah, I hear you. Okay,
I
great.
feel within me a peace above all earthly dignities, a still and quiet conscience. William Shakespeare.
Alright, quick update. We're playing this next week. So, Warframe will have to wait a little bit longer. Actually, hold on a second. Let me, this would be a pretty quick way to update. I just put this up here. How am I going to do this? There. Okay. Go back to this. Don't worry about the game not being visible. That'll fix itself. It should fix itself right here. Yeah. Alright. I do love, by the way, how Luigi has that giant hat on the cover of Super Mario Wonder. I did not pogo. Because, like, that's kind of been like a meme hat for a few years now in the US. Now, like, a meme article of clothing is actually having a practical purpose in a video game. Oh, man, bro. On the off chance that I happen to beat Orange Gravitron, I'd like to hear his words. Because I did beat it off camera, but I didn't have my headphones in. His voice becomes very tender the further you get into the game.
You cannot now believe that you will ever feel better. But this is not true.
This is
You're
Abraham
sure to be
Lincoln's
happy
quote.
again. And knowing this, truly believing it, will make you less miserable now. Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. They're always in the same order. I've played the game multiple times by now. Yeah, this is the kind of game that's made for me. When I know I'm already in for a frustrating experience, so I don't get frustrated. I know what to expect. The game delivers on my expectation, and I enjoyed it, and I beat it. That's all there is to it. I didn't rage nearly as much at this or I Am Bread as I did with friggin' Shmuel Ame. Which is like the most innocent looking game ever. And then, like I said, there's Sonic Lost World, which even put that rage to shame. Heck.
You'll be back here again and again. Avenge and repent until you've ascended. Or until you're contented.
This is a frequent stopping point in the game. A good place to save your progress, that is. Whoa, big launch. What? I'll take it. I'll take it. Like I said, the other game tonight will end around midnight, so... Maybe not midnight, but not too far before it. So it probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if I just did a recording and didn't get too loud over it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to try a extremely quiet football commentary, because that wouldn't make any damn sense. Ah! Yeah, Orange Gravitron's already hard, but it's pretty impossible with the frame rate being sub-ideal. It's now a bit better now that I'm not streaming, but still, again, far from ideal. Ooh. So during halftime, I'll also be chowing down on some Burger King, an Impossible Whopper medium combo to be specific. I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of Impossible / Beyond meat. Another phantom input there. I was not moving the mouse at all, but the frame rate just did some bizarre things to the game's subconscious. I'm not going to claim that it's that Impossible / Beyond is better than regular meat, but I mean, I think it's close enough. My palate isn't offended by it. I'm not trying to go vegetarian or anything, but, you know. Every once in a while, if I feel like eating something healthier, that's a good option. I don't know why I keep misplaying that section. Like, I know... Like, as soon as I fail it, I know exactly why I failed it. I'm doing pretty similar inputs each time I fail, too. Just building false muscle memory is the worst thing ever as a gamer. I made it to the anvil off camera, but then decided to start all over for the game. If I don't make it to the top, and I probably won't, by the end of this game, I will not reset for the Packers and the 49ers. I'll just keep going from where I left off, because time-wise, there won't be that much of a difference between the two games. There will only be like a 40-minute or so break between them. Of course, if this one goes to overtime, then...
Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. Mary Fry.
That's a quote I don't quite understand, because everybody dies eventually. Not everybody is buried in a grave, though. My family has a long tradition of having their ashes scattered just out in the wilderness. Oh, nice return by Duvernay. The Ravens will start at their own 46, it looks like. All right, John Harbaugh's career, including the playoffs, 12-9 record when tied at halftime. So, you know, not bad, but I'm sure not exactly the kind of numbers that everybody in the stadium wants to see. All right, 45-yard line, my bad. Jackson takes it, doesn't even move, tosses it to Aguilar. He's going to get 9 yards. He'll take it to the Strouds 46. Aguilar's going to go down as one of those players who plays for a lot of teams, but he's not a bad player. Khalil Mack, certainly on that list. My Oshi. I'm so sorry that he's a Charger now. He got a pretty good first-hand experience of that last year in the playoffs. What it's like to be a Charger. Anyway, 2nd and 1. Nearly ran out of the play clock, but they're good. And nice toss, nice catch, and a nice stiff arm dragging his defender with him is Isaiah Likely for a pretty long gain on 2nd and 1. Going to be first down, and 48 on the defense is slow to get up. But Isaiah Likely with a terrific yards after the catch moment there. He pushes King, number 25, along with him. And 30 on the defense was the one who finished off the tackle finally. 48, who was shaken up, was not involved with the main play. But he is walking off the field. Doesn't look too terrible. Actually, he's jogging off the field. He's fine. He'll be fine, but he'll have to take a play off, of course. Christian Harris is number 48. Puts respect on his name. And he is a second-year player from Alabama. The university, not necessarily the state. Alright, Ravens are now on the Strouds 27-yard line. Design run for Jackson. Doesn't get much of a hold. Does get 3 yards, it looks like. And he's lobbying for something. Face mask, perhaps. D'Amico Ryans. Frankly, I think the matchup last week between the Browns and the Strouds was for Coach of the Year. I think D'Amico Ryans earned it. A lot of people in the media were talking about Coach of the Year is going to be either the... Oh, wow. Nice throw and catch by Bateman, number 7. But yeah, a lot of people were thinking that the Week 18 game, the entry into the playoffs between the Strouds and the Colts was going to decide who won Coach of the Year. But I think it was between the Browns and the Strouds. But Strouds won anyway. Oh! Petra, number 5 on the defense, was actually given a little bit of a piggyback ride unintentionally by one of the Ravens O-linemen, and the ball somehow went right between his hands. It could have affected... Oh, wow! He very nearly affected the way that pass went, and Petra, same guy on the very next play... gets a chance for a goal line interception touchback, but can't complete the process. So back-to-back plays that he's going to want to forget. That was close. But couldn't quite secure it before hitting the ground. So incomplete, 2nd and 10. Ravens on the 15-yard line. Jackson running. He's got a lane. He's got a touchdown. Ravens take the lead back. Petrie with a drive that he'll want to bury in the annals of his mind. Justin Tucker for the extra point. Which is good. Shocker, I know. Great protection on that touchdown run. And is able to make the cut to his left. And only one person could even get his hands on him from there. Always nice to see elite athleticism translate to points in a playoff game.
To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Friedrich Nietzsche.
What the?
Life is a mosaic of pleasure and pain. Grief is an interval between two moments of joy. Peace is the interlude between two wars. You have no rose without a thorn. The diligent picker will avoid the pricks and gather the flower. Satya Sai Baba.
Why was he not dragging himself that entire time when the axe was on the ground there? I'll have my moments, my total slumps. Yeah. Whatever. Baltimore all lit up at night now. Okay, I think the mood in this stadium's a bit better now. I should probably... I don't need this anymore since I'm just recording now. Make room for my food. Everybody loves a social eating stream, but that's not going to happen either because the robots just refuse to cooperate. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Strouds after a touchback. Thought maybe the Ravens might have jumped off sides, but apparently not. Singletary with a catch and a nice rush from there. The Ravens got real close to CJ, but he was able to dump it off. And from there, Singletary able to advance quite a bit before he's being pulled down. Overall, good game and play management there by Stroud. And Singletary able to execute and get them all the way to the 32-yard line. And the Ravens have not had a sack all day yet. Well, that was almost a sack. It was a tackle for loss on Singletary. Queen and Smith, 6-0 for the Ravens. Doing the dirty work on that one. The Strouds have a sack on Jackson. I actually have 3 sacks on Jackson now. Alright, Strouds now on their own 29. Stroud getting chased. Is able to throw, and Schultz with the catch. Number 86 past the first down marker. First down, Strouds. Schultz is having a mixed bag game so far, but he seems to be having his confidence back. And importantly, Stroud has not lost confidence in him either. I think that's a good catch. He still doesn't have the ball completely secure as it hits. The ball hits the ground, but he's got it secure enough at that point that there's no doubt that he's got possession of the ball. Down to 25 minutes left in the game. Another rush by Singletary. 8 rushes for 6 yards. There's a reason why Tom Grassi calls them the Strouds. Their offense runs through him. Singletary's been a good pass-catching option, though. Number 24 makes it to the backfield, but misses. Although Stroud does have to throw it out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. Holding defense number 21. 5-yard penalty on Brandon Stevens. Automatic first down for the Strouds. So 2 of the last 3, except the penalties, have actually gone the Ravens' way. After being 7-0 with the Strouds earlier. Scrambling is C.J. Stroud on this play for 3 or 4 yards. Kind of like how both these teams are, like, both of their teams' coverage just spreads out almost immediately as soon as the play starts developing. That's just what I love about this sport. The unpredictability of it all, play to play. You can plan all you want, but as soon as a play starts happening, you know, only the greatest of the professional minds can actually sift through everything that's happening. There we go. There's a run and a missed tackle or 2 from Devin Singletary. Finally breaking off a good run. Of course, running plays don't require quite as much brain power, but still. Couple of shaken tackles on that one by Devin Singletary, and the Strouds have another first down. At the Ravens 39, and it's a pitch backwards, trick play, and this one is getting blown up immediately. 19 almost manages to shake his way out of a tackle, but he's held up a little bit too much, and he's still being tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. I have no idea what the crowd is dancing to, but they're doing something. Four different people touched the football on that play. And the net result is a loss of 5 yards. 2nd and 15. Alright, Stroud will take it. And that play got blown up. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 15. Williams on the coverage. Number 32 for the Ravens. Texans the Strouds are 4 out of 9 on 3rd down, but they've had a long ways to go on a lot of them. And this is no exception. 3rd and 15. Pass complete to Dalton Schultz. Brings up a 4th and 13, so... Oops, Schultz and Queen going at it again. I don't know why it's only those two. The other guys seem to be getting along, but those two... those two are ready to trade barbs, if not fists, at any moment. Must be a Twitter thing. 4th and 13. Strouds are on the 43-yard line. They're going to go ahead and punt. That's just a bit too much to ask for Kaimi Fairbairn. Good punt, though. Ravens are going to take it at their own 7. So that's twice now that the Strouds have punted from inside their opponent territory, but it was a good punt both times. This may be my last... Well, the Super Bowl may be my last hybrid stream like this for quite a while, actually. Because after that, it'll be really time to start focusing on rejoining the world of academia. And I'm going... Wow, that was awful.
Sorrow is my own yard, where the new grass flames as it has flamed often before, but not with the cold fire that closes round me this year. William Carlos Williams.
Going for a master's degree, I can tell, because I've already spoken with my advisor, I can tell that if I actually want to contribute anything meaningful, I really not going to have a whole lot of free time. I live in Ohio now, and trust me, Ohio is a pretty football-obsessed state. But I'm still not going to push my luck on something like that. Like, once I'm back in school, that's my number one. School's got to come first. Here's my man Perriman, former Raider. Current temperature 23 Fahrenheit, feels like 11 Fahrenheit. Ravens deep in their own territory. Gus Edwards is going to get them out of their territory. Well, not all the way out of it, obviously, but going to pick up 9 yards. If they were at all worried about a safety, they're not worried anymore. 122 rushing yards for the Ravens, 31 for the Strouds. And a reminder, by the way, that the Strouds' only touchdown was on a punt return, so the Ravens' defense is doing a phenomenal job so far. Edwards completes the rest of that first down operation. And then a little bit more. Gets them to the 23-yard line. Oh, there they go. Reviewing the playoff history of the Ravens. Losing to the Chargers. Team that blew a 27-0 lead to Jacksonville 4 years later. And that play took forever. Like, nobody was touching Lamar Jackson, and he finds Bateman for a good first down. I see another Packers fan in the audience. I found 2 Packers fans. Yeah, nice fake handoff to Justice Hill, and then the offensive line takes it from there. Just fantastic protection on their part. And Lamar doing a good job throwing to where Bateman will be instead of where he is. Still not the greatest throw he's ever made. He dumps it out to Zay Flowers, and this time the Strouds defense is all over him. So gain of 4 or 5. Again, it still says that the Strouds have the ball. Why? Alright. The ball's back from Burger King, but I won't take it until the next commercial break. Second and 5. Hand off to Justice Hill. And that gets about 2.5 out of the 5 yards. Cashman having a hard time getting off Hill, but he does. There you go, Google. 3rd and 2 on the just about midfield. And running with Justice Hill, make that a 4th and 1. 4th down and 1 at midfield. You should go for it, and John Harbaugh is making a signal to say go for it. Even if you are ahead, 4th and 1 at midfield, you gotta go for it. Come on. Don't be a wimp. Especially when you've got this offense. And even if you don't make it, the defense has already proven to be good enough to stuff them from this far from their end zone anyway. Alright, fake handoff and easy running lane for Jackson, wide open. He's still going down to about the 34-yard line for one of the easier first downs of his life. Ravens in field goal range again, and that would make it a 2-score game. Honestly, when you see the offensive efficiency for the Ravens, it's kind of surprising they only have 17 points. Well, when they're cooking, it's hard to see why, but then I remember that there have been a couple of 3-and-outs. But when they're on, they're pretty impressive to watch. 48 in Jackson's face and forces an incomplete pass, so nice work by 48 on the defense. Harris again. Oh yeah, the guy who was briefly injured. Right, 2nd and 10 now. Five-yard line. Toss to Justice Hill. And I couldn't quite see whether his feet were in bounds after making the catch. He definitely made the catch. And referees say, yep, he was in bounds pretty much the whole time. They're going to give him a first down. Clock runs down to about 16 minutes left in the game. Oh, yeah, easy. That's a first down. There were a lot of staff members from the camera angle that they initially gave us. The refs are stopping the play, though. I guess to measure whether or not he truly got a first down. Ah, he did step out of bounds short. It's going to be a 3rd and 2. an expedited review. Wow. The Texans' defense certainly is playing for Lamar Jackson. They're blitzing on 69% of all defensive snaps compared to 22% the rest of the year. They figured this is the way to stop Lamar Jackson. And they're doing a not terrible job of it so far. Obviously, they're still behind, but at least the Ravens' offense has been stopped on several drives. I mean, the Strouds defense is doing better than the 49ers defense early in the year. Ooh, nice toss by Jackson to Justice Hill, and he's able to do a spin move to make sure he gets that first down. Pretty quick toss, too. Leaving nothing to chance, just make sure you get it. The Ravens may take this one into the fourth quarter. Somebody was shaken up. Looks like Nelson, number 21, who made the tackle on Hill. Ooh! Yeah. Nelson, number 21, on the defense was shaken up on that one. Okay, but again, he is standing up and walking again, so everything probably okay. They put a few more seconds on the clock. It's now 29 seconds left in the third quarter. He's in his 9th season out of Oregon State. Steven Nelson. And hey, a 9-year career is already a lot better than most people do in the NFL. It's probably been longer than the careers of Mac Jones and Zach Wilson combined. First and 10 at the 24-yard line. Clock has run again. They do have the option of waiting until the fourth quarter. And judging by the amount of weird movements they're making, I think they will. Oh, they got him to jump. Neutral zone infraction against the Texans. Or the Strouds. Make that a 1st and 5 for the Ravens with 1 second to go in the third quarter. Jonathan Greenard, the guilty party. Number 52. Of course, the road atmosphere might be playing a role in it, but that's a whole lot of free snap penalties for the Strouds. And the third quarter is over. I'm going to go get my food. And I'll see you for the fourth quarter. No, don't worry. It's I've got more than just ketchup. What are you doing, Hopper? One of my cats, Hopper, is making a bunch of weird faces at me. Oh. He's a funny kitty. Tough to figure the inner machinations of his mind. Right, hand off to Gus. Edwards gets 3 or 4 out of those 5 yards. So another quite easy conversion appears likely. Speaking of 1-yard conversions, though, how incredibly poetic that the last score of the Eagles season, in which they just went into a complete and utter tailspin, was a touchdown and then a failed brotherly shove. Touchdown Isaiah Likely! In the middle of my tangent. Perfect throw, right on the money. Likely able to grab it well out of the reach of any defenders. And the Ravens now have a 2-touchdown lead. Oh, that is not stable. Hold on. What to do. That's probably safe. I have a number of drinks in my room. Extra point is right down the middle. That was a thing of beauty. I know it's just an extra point, but it's still satisfying to watch Justin Tucker kick it that straight, you know? Oh, wow. Right on the money. Ravens 24, Strouds 10. Into the fourth quarter now. I could still play Bennett Foddy while eating the fries, at least, with my left hand. Heck. Just second thought, maybe it's best if I just chill here next to Orange Gravitron for a little while I eat. Now I can leave my headphones off. kickoff is a touchback. And the Strouds have never needed their quarterback more than they do now, at least this year. The Strouds, of course, are playing with house money. If they don't win this game, it's hardly the end of the world, considering where they were last year. Hopefully this game gets settled before I need to use the bathroom. Because that's, I would say, an existential nightmare for any commentator to get to deal with that. Toronto. The Ravens. Oh, here comes the Strouds coming back into coverage mid-play here, and that play is a bunch of nothing. Stroud was getting pressured. Nobody was open. Just throw it out of bounds. 2nd and 10 coming up. Oh, wow. Stroud completely missed number 12. He was all by himself there. You can probably count on your hands the amount of mistakes he's made all year. That was certainly one of them. He finds Dalton Schultz again, and guess what? Patrick Queen helped bring him down. I wonder if they're going to exchange some more words. Actually, no, they're behaving themselves this time. Third and 5 now for the Strouds at their own 30. And we get a pre-snap whistle. Timeout by the Ravens. I guess they weren't set on defense yet. Oh, Queen is leaning over like he's about to vomit. I'm eating. That's a bad combination. The Strouds are the first team to win a playoff game after winning 4 or fewer games in each of the previous 3 seasons. Because why wouldn't they keep track of that? Stroud led the NFL in passing yards per game. Oh, here's being chased into an absolute panic. 4th and 5 now at their own 30. Kyle Van Noy and Patrick Queen celebrating another defensive stop. And remember, the Strouds have 10 points, but 7 of those were on a special teams touchdown. The defense has been exceptional. And they're running out of time, but they're not running out of time that badly. So they're still going to punt. And with one more good drive, the Ravens can put this game away. Not the greatest punt, but it is making a roll in favor of the Strouds. And the Ravens are going to have it at their own 22-yard line. Yeah, you gotta love Frank's Red Hot's advertising campaign. McDonald's is in the stadium. Of course, McDonald's is everywhere. I'm certainly hoping that the Bills finally get one over the Chiefs tomorrow. Justice Hill running, and I think the Strouds defense might be getting a little bit tired. They've been holding on as long as they can, but the offense just hasn't stayed on the field very long. As a relatively easy-looking gain of 7 or 8 yards by Justice Hill. The Strouds defense are not used to having the offense not be on the field for very much. This is kind of the only team all year that has really stopped them really and truly. Get a flag on this play. Illegal shift on the offense. Five-yard penalty, still second down, so that'll make it a 2nd and 8 Ricard, number 42, and Zay Flowers, number 4, the guilty parties. Alright, another fake handoff and another wide open rushing lane for Lamar himself to go. And Denzel Perryman is shaken up. I mean, Lamar Jackson, everybody who tries to bring him down ends up more hurt than he is. It's just sick. I don't want to see Denzel Perryman hurt. I don't want to see anybody hurt, but especially not my former Raider. I'm sure I speak for all Raiders fans when I say we're getting a little tired of watching the Chiefs win playoff games. So hopefully the Bills can beat them tomorrow. That'll be the only one where I had even any remote bias about. Oh dear. Okay, this is happening on stream. Great, great. Ugh. Oh, my esophagus. To be fair, that actually hasn't come up for a while. But sometimes food will get stuck halfway down my esophagus and, well, it sucks. It's no fun because when you eat something, you expect the food to have a nice, smooth trip into your body, but it doesn't always work for me. Apparently, my stepsister has a very similar problem. Ooh. The Strouds are the only franchise in the NFL that has never won a road playoff game. Again, the Ravens are basically one good drive away from putting this one to bed. That was a good stop. Gus Edwards not able to gain anything, so it'll be 2nd and 10, maybe 2nd and 11. So later tonight is Packers at 49ers, both of whom are sworn enemies of the Cowboys. Of course, a lot of teams are sworn enemies of the Cowboys. Oh, I look down and look right back up, and Justice Hill is immediately running all the way for a first down. Yeah, like I said, I think the Strouds defense is running out of gas. Because Baltimore's defense has just been so dominant. And if we go back again to delay, what the heck? If we go back again to that punt return touchdown, what that meant for the Strouds defense was that there was no period of the offense actually being out there. They had to go right back out there again to defend the Ravens on the next possession, and they were successful that time, but, I mean, it all adds up. Second and 8 now. We're down under 10 minutes. Hand off, and yeah, I don't even think this 31 guy has been in the game all day, and he just ran for 12 or 13 yards. I don't even know what his name is because his dreadlocks are blocking it. Yeah, 31 takes the Ravens well into field goal range. They're on the Strouds 27-yard line, and this is starting to feel like a coronation. They give it to 31 again, and he gets another 4 or 5 yards. Oh, that's Dalvin Cook! Wait, wasn't he a Jet? Or a Bill? Or wait, no, that's James Cook on the Bills. Okay, I guess we'll add Dalvin Cook to that list of really good players who nonetheless played for a bunch of different teams. Not that time, Dalvin. I guess the Strouds defense isn't that gassed, but still, we're now under 8 minutes, and all they really have to do is kick a field goal, which they absolutely can from this far out, and they'll be up 3 scores with under 8 minutes to go. This is pretty close to being over. Can I just say this playoff kind of sucks so far? We've only had 2 real competitive games. There's the Rams and the Lions, where that was actually a really good game, and then the Steelers and Bills was mostly competitive, at least until Zay Flowers just caught it, twisted around a tackler, and went for another first down. Yeah, the Ravens are feeling it now. And the Strouds are feeling maximum frustration. Refs have to break them up a lot here. Yeah, the Strouds are just fighting out of frustration now. Yeah, the Steelers and Bills was mostly competitive up until that one phenomenal play. Who was it who made it? Was it Diggs? No, it wasn't Diggs. It was, I think, number 10 on the Bills. He just made an absolutely unbelievable catch and run for a touchdown. It was pretty much over after that. And Justice Hill running forward again. Yeah. I think I'm just going to go back to eating. I think we can say the Ravens got this one. I'll eat slowly and carefully. Gotta make sure I swallow first. Wow. The Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson rushing touchdown. The Ravens set an NFL record this year with 10 wins against teams that are 500 or better. So, yeah. This is an excellent football team. If they do go all the way and win it all, they should be talked about as one of the better football teams ever. This is what everybody in Baltimore was hoping to see. A decisive, convincing win in the playoffs. Extra point is good. Yeah, it's over now. Strouds, you gave the football world a real thrill. You have a lot to be proud of. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that, but you guys had a great season, and you're here to stay. I have no doubt about that. Draft well, all right? Sorry. All my eating and tongue exposures are bothering you. But that is just how I get all the flavor out of my meal, you know. I don't usually eat on camera. Sims, out of desperation, tried to add a kickoff return touchdown to his punt return touchdown, but we returned it to it looks like a 27. Which is still better than a touchback by 2 yards. I don't know what's up with Google. But this number should say 31 now, and the game is basically over with. Maybe I'll just refresh the page. There we go. Oh, 29-yard line, actually. Good return. That's 4 yards better. Wait, somebody threw a challenge flag? What for? There was... Apparently John Harbaugh saw a fumble that was recovered by the Ravens during the kickoff return. Now his butt's down. That's not... He is not going to win that challenge. I don't even think there's room for debate there. I mean, that is inexplicable. I mean, if you're the Strouds, like, what do you even think about the opponent's coach making a challenge like that when he's already ahead by 21 points with only a few minutes left? And I've said this before off camera. I'll say it right here on camera. Can we please give 2 Rookie of the Years? Because CJ Stroud 100% deserves it, and Puka Nacua 100% deserves it. There's also, like, Sam Laporta deserves consideration as well. Like, it sucks that only one of them can win. I mean, it's almost certainly going to Stroud, but... I mean, Puka Nacua was just lighting up, you know, the receiver record books for rookies. Sam Laporta was a key contributor to the Lions' first playoff win since 1993. Or 92, even. Just had a holding foul on the Strouds, which is their 10th foul of the day, which is a team playoff record. They've been to a few playoff games, they just haven't won a lot of them. J.J. Watt, of course, often carried them to playoff relevance when he was still playing. It says that the Strouds are, make that 11 penalties, by the way. Laramie Tunsil on this one. The Strouds are the only current NFL franchise that's never played in a conference championship game. That's technically incorrect because the Browns were, a proper expansion team in 1999. Obviously, the Browns pre-1995 had some playoff success, but the current iteration of the Browns as an expansion team in 99 has never made it that far. And they could have if it wasn't for those meddling Strouds. Mike McDonald, second season as the Ravens defensive coordinator, only 16.5 points per game allowed. Led the NFL. Strouds are on another fourth down. It's 21 points down in the playoffs. They have no business doing anything other than just going for it. See just what the heck. And nothing. Ravens take over on downs. I think even the greatest of optimists are done now. And you know what sucks for the Strouds is, in this situation, the Ravens are not going to do anything other than just run the ball. But the thing is, they've run the ball so well that they're probably going to score even more points. Decisions to make here regarding the brown bags under my... No, I'll get this one down here. Oh! Was I seriously looking down for a full minute because my TV turned off automatically? It's supposed to give me a minute to, let me know that I'm still watching. Yeah. Ravens got it. 4:53 left. With the ball. 21-point lead. I'm going to... take this bottle of ketchup back and prepare for my next recording. Well, they didn't get a first down at least, but they can always call on Justin Tucker to score some more points. Oh, they're going to get the offense out there, actually. First down. They got it. I'm just going to go ahead and end this one early. Sorry. Because I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm just happy that this game is, for all intents and purposes, over with by the time I do that. Yeah. I'll take care of myself in that regard. Because by the time I'm done, I mean, the game might have already been over with by a few minutes. You never know. So I'll just say thank you for watching, and congratulations to the Ravens, and congratulations to the Strouds for your tremendous bounce-back season. After 3 years of god-awful football, you have a lot of reasons to look forward to the future. Not just the near future, but, like, Stroud, barring, God forbid, a cataclysmic injury, is going to have, like, 13, 14 good years left in him. So, if he can do this much in his rookie year with this team, you guys are going to be a force for a long time. So, congratulations, and we'll see the Ravens in the AFC Championship. We'll find out who they play tomorrow. And everybody take care.